Hi, I'm Fred. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're a returning viewer, welcome back. This time around, we're going to be talking about Borderlands 2, which I finished back on May 21st, 2024. My total playtime for this particular game was about 61 and a half hours. And we covered everything. We went through the full story. We did I want to say about 80 to 90% of the base game side quests, and we did every single DLC campaign and as much as the side quests for the DLC campaigns that I felt like doing. Uh, and the reason why we were that thorough, well, for achievements on one hand, but also I wanted to over level. I played Borderlands 2 several years ago. I played the Steam version, and I remember how hard a time I had finishing that game because I was unprepared. So having that prior knowledge is like, you know what, I'm going to go into this. I want to take my time. We're going to grind. We're going to do every single freaking thing possible. I want to be over leveled by the time we reach Jack and the Warrior, and we were able to do so. So I was playing the Xbox version. We finished with 51 of the 75 achievements unlocked. I know that folks are saying, wait a second, the Xbox One version only had 69 nice achievements. But we also did the Commander Lilith Battle for Sanctuary DLC, which added several more achievements, bringing that total to 75. Um, so overall, I had a much more positive experience here, knowing, having prior knowledge of the game and being able to prepare properly. So it's like it was really smooth and a lot of fun. Um, so especially once I started outpacing the level scaling of the enemies in the game. So it was like, yeah, it was a blast from start to finish. There were times we were forced to respawn. Sometimes it was due to my own stupidity of either wandering into an area or on a couple of occasions I was ill-equipped, but for the most part we were able to stay even keel and had like very little difficulty. We were joined at random times by random folks who were popping in and playing Borderlands 2 themselves. A very few people actually play Borderlands 2 on the Xbox side. So I had the network options turned on to let anyone join, and I was folks were kind enough to lend an assist and give me some excess gear that helped make things even easier. Getting somebody gave me the Infinity Pistol, like a level 38 variant of the Infinity Pistol, which is a corrosive weapon. And since I was playing as Gage, the Necromancer, the build that I went with her has a skill called Close Enough. And so basically, I was just melting enemies, specific, in particular, Hyperion enemies, left, right, and center, with virtually no problems. We're talking like mid to late game, so it was a real hoot. There, it's like, okay, I don't even need to aim, and plus we had the Deathbot roaming around, and with the build that I had, everything was just like it was like, how easy could it be? This playthrough was made about as easy as humanly possible. Uh, so yeah. The story being, everybody knows the story here. It's very well written, and one of the great things I like about Borderlands 2 is the amount of lore that it actually they did a Gearbox actually did a fantastic job with expanding on the lore. It was like taking what was established in the first game and then rapidly building on it. Of course, the first game ends with like the intention of there being a sequel and everything, such as with the claptrap DLC or content there that basically teases that there was going to be something else taking place in the future. So the fact that they were able to expand on the story so much, get flesh everything out, and give you like a compelling villain like some great enemies to focus on. It was awesome, and doing all the DLC as well. I was able to actually get context to another game that I've played a while back, Tales from the Borderlands. So I was able to get some context on characters and references that was basically part of the DLC here, and focusing on that DLC. The real highlight is the Commander Lilith DLC because that basically ties in Borderlands 2 to Tales from the Borderlands to Borderlands 3. So having that glue there is like that bridge. It's like it almost makes me want to go ahead and play Borderlands 3 straight away. But I'm shifting my full attention to Persona 4 Golden, since that's going to be a massive undertaking in game to get through, even with a guide. But that's another subject for another time when I finish that game down the road. Um, Now, one, if there is a drawback to Borderlands 2, it's that some of the level design can be downright cryptic in terms of like the map and being able to tell, all right, are we trying to climb up a ways? Are we trying to go down? And like Frostbite Caverns is a good example of it. It was like one of the areas I really didn't care for, like from the base game, because there's like an upper level, there's an inner layer to the caverns, and there's an upper layer, and so when you're looking at the map, it's like, wait a second, I'm in the right spot, but no, you gotta go and find the right path to go to either the upper or the lower portion. So it's like I'm not a particular fan of map layouts like that. I get why it was done, but sometimes it be a little bit confusing. And I would rip on the backtracking, but that's a gimmick of the Borderlands games. It's like you want to go, you want to come back, and it gives yourself like great save points to where, okay, you got a bunch of stuff done, you want to take a break for the day, you go back to like or Sanctuary or something, you turn in your quest. For the most part, Sanctuary is like a great overall hub to return to, but you have uh like you don't want to be like caught left out in the open, even though when you log back in you're going to be put roughly at the nearest like new U station for when you log back in. So it's kind of like a give or take there. What else? Music, the game was perfect. uh all the weapons and the sound effects also good. The voice acting was exceptional. A lot of the character interaction. Well, obviously not much character interactions, as for the most part your character is a mostly silent protagonist. I do kind of wish that they would give him more like reactionary lines to certain situations. Um, there was a little bit more of that in the especially in the Tiny Tina Assault on Dragon's Keep deal content, where your character would respond to certain things that was taking place during that little sub story. But by and large, you're a silent protagonist. So I think this game could have, yeah, having that more of like a reaction to the situations beyond like, oh, it's a badass or it's a big one, or reacting to like the multi kills and how they're just tearing through enemies. It's like just more general reactions to stuff like that, or it's like it would have been nice. It would have added like a little extra to it, I feel. Would I play Borderlands 2 again? Um, Probably yes. I would want to at least there are because there are achievements I want to try and get, and the way I figure is like there's some things that would just only be that would only come to would be possible in true Vault Hunter mode, to be able to just level up and to switch back into normal mode with the character, such as the doing the completing the what is the raid mission. You will die seriously, uh, facing that giant thresher. I mean, I know I have the weapons. If I have like if I was able to find a group to play with, could easily melt that sucker. If they have like this through sheer firepower and brute force, it's possible. So I would like to play it again and also go through it again and get the character related achievements for Myra Zero and the other two characters whose names I do not know. The Gunzerker and I guess the generic soldier ish dude. Uh, so it's like there are character related achievements I would want to do as well to try and to boost the overall gamer score that I've gotten off of this game. Um, so yeah, but it's possible. It won't be for a while. Now I do know this. Thinking long term, like I do know I should technically play Borderlands the pre-sequel next at some point before Borderlands 3, but I remember hating the pre-sequel so much. Um, I found like the end game boss in that to be, and again, I went into that. I played it very, very straightforward without really knowing builds and stuff. So if I if I can find a good build to work off of, I would play Borderlands the pre sequel at some point before Borderlands 3. But at the same time, I know Borderlands 3 is crossplay, and I have plenty of friends who play on PC while I'm on console, so that can be an awesome experience there. But that obviously I'll be thinking about that for down the proverbial road. So with that said, we'll wrap up this little casual review up here. Of course, if you've played Borderlands 2 before, leave your thoughts on and comments on the game in the comment section below. Like the video if you want. Totally up to you. Subscribe if you want to. So this way you can keep up to date on catching the replays of all the Twitch streams from when they get ported over here to YouTube, as well as any original content that and commentaries and stuff that I'm creating here. Obviously, we've been doing the Daria reactions in the spring here into the earliest summer. Uh, so got that going for us, right? Right. So have a good one, folks. We'll see you next time.